U.S. military officials in Ukraine for talks on ending the war. Senior Pentagon officials have arrived in Ukraine to discuss efforts to end the war with Russia, the U.S. military has said. The team, led by U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll, is expected to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kyiv on Thursday when he returns from a trip to Turkey. Reports began surfacing on Wednesday that the U.S. and Russia had prepared a new peace plan containing major concessions from Ukraine. Neither Washington nor Moscow has officially confirmed the plan. Earlier in the day, at least 26 people were killed in a Russian missile and drone attack on Ukraine's western city of Ternopil. Officials there said Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Secretary Driscoll and team arrived this morning in Kyiv on behalf of the administration on a fact-finding mission to meet Ukrainian officials and discuss efforts to end the war, Army spokesman Cole David Butler said in a statement. Driscoll is joined by the U.S. Army's Chief of Staff, Gen. Randy George, top U.S. Army commander in Europe, Gen. Chris Donahue, and Sarge Major of the Army, Michael Weimer. Driscoll and Gen. George are the most senior U.S. military officials to hold talks in the Ukrainian capital since President Donald Trump took office in January. An image on Wednesday showed Driscoll meeting and shaking hands with Ukrainian Defense Minister Denis Shmyhal. In a post on X afterwards, Shmyhal said, "We focused on the next steps for implementing the historic defense agreements reached by President Zelensky and President Trump." He also thanked Washington for approving the sale of a support package for the Patriot air defense system worth approximately $105 million, 80 million pounds. Earlier, a Ukrainian official told CBS, the BBC's U.S. media partner, the talks on the trip would focus on the military situation on the ground, as well as plans for a possible ceasefire. The official, who was not named, said, "President Zelensky and President Trump have already agreed to stop the conflict along the existing lines of engagement, and there are agreements on granting security guarantees." It comes as a number of outlets are reporting that the U.S. and Russia have privately drawn up proposals on how to end the war. Citing people familiar with the matter, Axios, the Financial Times, and Reuters reported that the plans call for Kyiv to give up some territories and weapons, as well as significantly cut Ukraine's armed forces. Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Russian leader Vladimir Putin's envoy, Kirill Dmitriev, are believed to have been involved in working on the 28-point peace plan. The BBC has asked the White House and a representative for Witkoff to comment. Kremlin spokesman